Simon & Schuster Audio presents Shoe Dog, a memoir by the creator of Nike, by Phil Knight. Read by Norbert Leo Butz, with an introduction read by the author.
Dawn. I was up before the others, before the birds, before the sun. I drank a cup of coffee, wolfed down a piece of toast, put on my shorts and sweatshirt, and laced up my green running shoes, then slipped quietly out the back door. I stretched my legs, my hamstrings, my lower back, and groaned as I took the first few balky steps down the cool road into the fog. Why is it always so hard to get started? There were no cars, no people, no signs of life. I was all alone, the world to myself, though the trees seemed oddly aware of me. Then again, this was Orion. The trees always seemed to know. The trees always had your back. What a beautiful place to be from, I thought, gazing around. Calm, green, tranquil. I was proud to call Oregon my home, proud to call little Portland my place of birth, but I felt a stab of regret, too. Though beautiful, Oregon struck some people as the kind of place where nothing big had ever happened or was ever likely to. If we Oregonians were famous for anything, it was an old trail we'd had to blaze to get here. Since then, things have been pretty tame. The best teacher I ever had, one of the finest men I ever knew, spoke of the trail often. It's our birthright, he'd growl, our character, our fate, our DNA. The cowards never started, he'd tell me, and the weak died along the way. That leaves us. Us. Some rare atavistic strain of pioneer spirit was discovered along that trail, my teacher believed, some outside sense of possibility mixed with a diminished capacity for pessimism. And it was our job as Oregonians to keep that strain alive. I'd nod, showing him all due respect. I loved the guy, but walking away I'd sometimes think, geez, it's just a dirt road. That foggy morning, that momentous morning, in 1962, I'd recently blazed my own trail, back home after 7 long years away. It was strange being home again, strange being lashed again by the daily rains. Stranger still was living again with my parents and twin sisters, sleeping in my childhood bed. Late at night, I'd lie on my back, staring at my college textbooks, my high school trophies and blue ribbons, thinking, this is me? Still? I moved quicker down the road. My breath formed rounded, frosty puffs, swirling into the fog. I savored the first physical awakening, that brilliant moment before the mind is fully clear, when the limbs and joints first begin to loosen and the material body starts to melt away, solid to liquid. Faster, I told myself, faster. On paper, I thought I'm an adult. Graduated from a good college, University of Oregon. Earned a master's from a top business school, Stanford. Survived a year-long hitch in the U.S. Army, Fort Lewis and Fort Eustis. My resume said I was learned, an accomplished soldier, a 24-year-old man in full. But why, I wondered, why do I still feel like a kid? Worse, the same shy, pale, rail-thin kid I'd always been. Maybe because I still hadn't experienced anything of life, least of all its many temptations and excitements. I hadn't smoked a cigarette, hadn't tried a drug. I hadn't broken a rule, let alone a law. The 1960s were just underway, the age of rebellion, and I was the only person in America who hadn't yet rebelled. I couldn't think of one time I'd cut loose, done the unexpected. I'd never even been with a girl. If I tended to dwell on all the things I wasn't, the reason was simple. Those were the things I knew best. I'd have found it difficult to say what or who exactly I was or might become. Like all my friends, I wanted to be successful. Unlike my friends, I didn't know what that meant. Money? Maybe. Wife? Kids? House? Sure, if I was lucky. These were the goals I was taught to aspire to, and part of me did aspire to them.